Good Monday morning. Thanks for joining us on Kare 11 News Now. I'm Megan McPherson.
Murder charges today connected to the deadly shooting at an Eid prayer service at Canterbury Park last week. Mohammed Abdirazak Rage faces second-degree murder charges in the death of Khalid Ibrahim Abdi. He is also charged with illegal possession of a firearm. According to court documents, Abdi and his wife were leaving the Canterbury Expo Center when Rage approached them. Authorities say surveillance video shows an altercation broke out, then Rage shot Abdi. Rage is currently being held in the Scott County Jail.
Right now, we're waiting to learn when an ICE agent charged with shooting a man in Minneapolis during Operation Metro Surge will be extradited to Minnesota. ICE agent Christian Castro made his first court appearance Saturday morning in Texas as he awaits extradition back to Minnesota. He's accused of shooting a man during Operation Metro Surge in North Minneapolis. Prosecutors saying that he fired into a home where 4 adults were hiding. That includes Julio Sosa Solis, who was shot in the leg. This is surveillance video, which was released last month, showing what led up to the shooting. Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty says Castro lied about firing his gun in self-defense, claiming he was attacked by Sosa Solis and another man with shovels and brooms. She also tells us her office is now going through the process of bringing him back to Minnesota, where he will face a trial. Castro was denied bond but waived his right to an extradition hearing. He may request to have his trial moved to federal court once he arrives here, but Moriarty says they will still prosecute the case if that happens. In a statement, the Department of Homeland Security says the charges against Castro are, quote, nothing more than a political stunt. He is the second federal agent to be criminally charged for conduct during Operation Metro Surge. In just a few hours, the man accused of shooting 2 people outside of a graduation ceremony at the University of Minnesota will be back in court. Prosecutors say 21-year-old Hamza Saeed is seen on surveillance video firing multiple rounds outside of Wayzata's high school's graduation ceremony last spring. He's already pleaded guilty to illegally owning a machine gun. Today's hearing starts at 1 p.m. This morning, some major legal setbacks for President Trump, from the anti-weaponization fund to a new order to remove his name from the Kennedy Center, and performers backing out of the America 250 celebration. Alice Barr has the latest from Washington.
Hi there. We're tracking several new developments, including the Senate's top Democrat sending out a new letter to his colleagues this morning, promising to fight that controversial anti-weaponization fund, while President Trump is defending his administration's moves and pushing ahead with his priorities. President Trump entering a new month with a series of legal setbacks. A judge halting the administration's $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund, using taxpayer money to pay back people claiming unfair prosecutions under the Biden administration, potentially including January 6 rioters. Former Vice President Mike Pence weighed in.
It's deeply offensive to me that you could have a fund that could even possibly compensate people who assaulted police officers or vandalized the Capitol on January 6th.
The fund now on pause after a prosecutor on January 6 cases filed suit, while the Justice Department defends its legality. That as another federal judge ordered President Trump's name removed from the Kennedy Center and temporarily blocked it from being shut down for renovations. The president said he would back away and hand the institution over to Congress, while he also suggested canceling the concert at the Great American State Fair after several artists dropped out over concerns the event was too politicized.
Some musicians seem to have segmented their audiences the same way politicians have. But this is Freedom 250, and the celebration of the 250 is a nonpartisan event.
President Trump is now expected to headline the fair while proposing a MAGA rally instead of having, quote, overpriced singers who do nothing but complain. All as he insisted overnight, Iran wants to make a peace deal, slamming his critics and telling them to sit back and relax while it works out.
We're going to make it a great deal, or we'll just go back and finish it off militarily.
Despite the U.S. and Iran again trading new strikes. The U.S. military said it launched what it called self-defense strikes on Iranian radar and drone control sites this weekend, while Iran now says it fired back, targeting an airbase used in the U.S. attack. And Kuwait, which hosts a previously targeted U.S. base, said this morning it was responding to missile and drone threats. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Today, Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan is set to officially file to be on Minnesota's ballot for U.S. Senate. It comes after she secured the DFL endorsement over the weekend at the state convention in Rochester. Other DFL endorsements went to Amy Klobuchar in the governor's race and Keith Ellison for attorney general. Meanwhile, Republicans held their own convention up in Duluth. The big battle between Lisa Damuth and Kendall Qualls for governor. Qualls ended up winning the endorsement. But some are questioning the accuracy of the count after the convention suffered some voting issues with some clickers not working. We reached out to the GOP party about the issue, but they told us no comment. This morning, a nightly curfew outside of a New Jersey ICE facility ended after protests this weekend. Take a look at this video from over the weekend of protesters clashing with police. Protesters say they're speaking out about inhuman conditions inside the facility. Meanwhile, local leaders are calling for an end to the unrest.
The conditions in there are horrible. They have, in solidarity, people they've hit, people that they've been trying to translate for them, they put them in isolation so they can't help in any way.
Last night we saw masked individuals attack the barrier. They threw projectiles, they used barriers as weapons, and lit tires on fire in the street.
Officials say the curfew will continue nightly from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. local time until further notice. Just a few months ago, we marked 10 years since Prince's death. Now, Minneapolis is getting ready to celebrate the music icon this week. It all starts Wednesday night at First Avenue with a kickoff party featuring the one and only Chaka Khan. The celebration continues with several events, including Prince Night at Target Field, a celebration of life concert, and a Prince block party. For more information, you can head to the city's website. In today's Communities That Care, a national award honoring the people of the Twin Cities. Last night, the cities received the JFK Profile and Courage Award for protecting neighbors during Operation Metro Surge. Heidi Wigdahl has more.
Operation Metro Surge put a spotlight on the state, and especially the Twin Cities. Now, the ways in which the community showed up for one another are being recognized.
The people of the Twin Cities reminded all Americans that we cannot take our democracy for granted.
Caroline Kennedy honors her father's legacy through the John F. Kennedy Library Foundation and the nonprofit's annual JFK Profile and Courage Award.
To everyone watching in Twin Cities, we are so happy to share this night with you.
Caroline also acknowledged the lives lost of Alex Preddy and Renee Good.
We are honored to have with us here tonight Renee's father, Tim Ganger, her brother Brent, and her sister Anna.
While the award usually recognizes elected officials, this year was different.
It's now my honor to present the 2026 Profile and Courage Award to the people of the Twin Cities.
4 community leaders accepted the award on the Twin Cities' behalf. Columbia Heights Public Schools Superintendent Zena Stevnick.
Liam was our second student taken by ICE agents. He was our 4th student overall taken out of 7. That was my tipping point.
Natalie Arrett started Haven Watch as a way to help those detained leaving the Whipple building.
We didn't have a lot to give, but we had a warm car and a loving person waiting for them.
Also there to accept Carolina Ortiz of Kopal and Imam Yusuf Abdullah, co-founder of the Somali American Leadership Table.
I encourage everybody to choose to be brave.
As a faith leader, as a person of faith and religion, this was the calling for me.
After accepting the award came a surprise message.
When things were darkest, you gave us hope. And when things were hardest, you gave us courage. So let me send you love, prayers, and thanks of a grateful country. God bless.
Jerome Powell, former Federal Reserve Chair, was also recognized, and we heard from a spokesperson for Mayor Jacob Frey, who says he hosted a watch party back here in Minneapolis. Stick with us. More news and weather is coming up after the break.